Hello and welcome to Bags of Action. My name is Pete and this is a 5-minute Bags of Action review of In Bruges from 2008. Guilt-stricken after a job gone wrong, hitman Ray and his partner await orders from their ruthless boss in Bruges, Belgium, the last place in the world Ray wants to be. Now, In Bruges was written and directed by Martin McDonagh, and this was his first feature film as a director. But before this, he'd made a short film called Six Shooter, which actually won an Academy Award, and that also starred Brendan Gleeson, actually, as does this. And he's gone on to make other films, Seven Psychopaths, and also another very well-received movie, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, prior to his move into film, McDonagh was a very successful playwright, and he's still working in theatre as well as in film now. In fact, he's done a lot more plays than he has movies. He's only done these 3 feature-length films so far. So, it stars Brendan Gleeson, as I mentioned, and also Colin Farrell, in my opinion, 2 of the finest actors around currently. The cast also includes Fiennes, Clémence, Poésy, who you might know from Tenet. She was in the Harry Potter films, as was Gleeson, of course, and she was in 127 Hours. Thekla Royton, who was recently in Red Sparrow. She was in The American, and on Netflix you might have seen her in the Warrior Nun series. And Jordan Prentice from Mirror Mirror, and also back in the day in Howard the Duck. Now, I think this was the 3rd or maybe even 4th time I'd seen this film, and I noticed new and interesting things about it, and as I do every time I watch it. Now, this isn't an action-packed thriller-minute ride. However, it does have some of the best dialogue this side of, say, David Mamet, Quentin Tarantino, and someone like Aaron Sorkin. And it's got performances that are very nuanced indeed. The heart of the film, as you might expect, is the relationship between Ken, played by Gleeson, and overgrown child Ray, played by Farrell, and they almost take on a father and son kind of mentor-mentee relationship through this movie. The casting against type of Fiennes is a masterstroke, and that took me back to, I think it was Ben Kingsley in Sexy Beast in a similar kind of role. Now, there's a confidence to this film that I love. It breaks the usual screenwriting rules in lots of ways and is all the better for it. And maybe that's because McDonagh comes from writing plays. You never get to see the 2 hitmen in their quote-unquote ordinary world before they go to Bruges. We just join them there. We're straight into the place, the title of the place, and we just find out more about them as we go. And because of that, it's extraordinarily character-driven movie. There's virtually no exposition. And it definitely blends comedy and pathos. The humour is pretty dark, but I was laughing out loud as 1 minute, and then with my mouth in my throat, or tears in the back of my eyes the next, which is a really, really difficult thing to get right. Now, the action in this movie serves the plot perfectly, and I love how the main characters are all very dangerous people, but they're far more three-dimensional than characters in films with similar stories told by lesser talents would be. McDonagh's playwriting background showed at times as it's almost a two-hander in key scenes, but not in a negative way. The humour and depth reminded me of studying things like Pinter, Ibsen and Samuel Beckett when I did A-level English many moons ago. Now, it's beautifully shot, the location is stunning, the pacing is really strong, the performances throughout are excellent. To me, I'll be honest, I think this movie is pretty much perfect. It ticks off a lot of my loves. Strong, funny dialogue, well-crafted characters, and slightly off-kilter, dark stories. I think In Bruges is a masterpiece, and I'd suggest anyone who loves cinema watches it. Everyone on this film should have won all the awards possible. This is one of the best films made, I think, in the last 20 years, and possibly it might be the best British film I've ever seen. So you can probably guess where this is going. With all that considered, I'm going to give In Bruges 5 bags out of 5. I don't think it puts the foot wrong. Again, watching it after seeing it many times before, there was nothing in it I thought, oh, it would be better if. And that to me makes it a perfect 5-bag movie. Have you seen it? Do you agree with my assessment of it? Or maybe not. Maybe you don't think it's as good as I said. Feel free to comment below, or you can get in touch with us. You can do that on email, over on Facebook or on Twitter. We have new episodes coming out weekly alongside our full-length podcast as well. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Bags of Action will always be free, but if you do fancy buying us a coffee, you can do that at our Ko-fi page.